Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a Q&A, basically like a chatty sit down fold laundry with me. I was gonna say Brits brew, but it's not really a Brits brew, even though I do have my coffee that I'm drinking. Actually, I'm almost done with it. I needed that coffee today because I did not get good sleep last night, and I am drinking the sugar cookie, what is it called? Sugar cookie almond milk latte. Usually I get it iced, but Frank got me hot this morning and it's actually really good. I like it. Anyways, I'm very caffeinated right now. We have multiple things going on right now. I've been painting this fireplace all day. I'm so excited for you guys to see it, and it's turning out so good. It's just taking forever. We're like, oh yeah, it'll be 2 days. We'll get it done. What is it, like day 5, day 6 now? But at least it's coming along, and we just launched our new Santa cookie boards. I'll throw up a picture. We just launched those today, and we have a limited amount. So if you guys want to get some personalized Santa cookie cutting boards, the link will be down below. And let's see, what else do we have going on? Oh, we gotta go drop off Frank's mom's truck. And you guys don't know this yet because you guys haven't seen the vlog yet, because I'm gonna put this Q&A up the same day that I'm filming it. Yesterday's vlog will go up tomorrow, but Frank got a new truck, so you guys will have to see his truck reveal in that vlog. We do leave in less than a week for vacation. As soon as we get done with this project, I still need to decorate for Christmas. I'm gonna do that this weekend. I need to really hunker down and get everything prepared for that trip. So we got a lot going on is basically what I'm trying to say. So we're just gonna do something casual today. You guys, I've got lots of laundry to do. I got behind. I've usually been on top of my laundry, but here lately, it's just been madness. It's been madness. I think the kids, you know, being sick and everything made everything kind of fall on the back burner, which is fine. That happens. It's called life. I'm trying to figure out whose this is. Sometimes with the girls' clothes, I can't tell whose is whose because they're about the same size. Like Harlow is obviously taller than Scarlett, but they're the same size, if that makes sense. Which is crazy because Scarlett is not even 4 yet, but she is so tall, I feel like, for her age. But anyways, okay, so this is a Q&A. We need to get into the questions, so let me pull up my Instagram and start answering some of your questions. I'm like in a really chatty mood, probably because I've had so much caffeine today. But let's see what the questions are. I always like to scroll at the bottom because I feel like the ones at the bottom always get left behind. Oh, somebody want to know, are we gonna see your family/engagement photos? So I actually did post a little bit on Instagram, but I can definitely post more of those. I think they meant the save the date pictures maybe that we just got done. I think that's what they're talking about, but I posted some, but I can definitely post more. I just need to decide now which photo I want to use for the save the date invitation. So this is a good question. Do you spend the same amount of money per child, or do you get the same number of gifts? I think if you guys have watched my Christmas hauls in the past, I have struggled with that a lot, and I feel like I'm really probably gonna struggle a lot this year because there's such a not wide I should say, but there's definitely wide range of ages in our family. You know, my oldest being almost, well, she's like 10 and a half, and then Fletcher just turned 2. So it is hard because, you know, the older they get, I feel like the more the stuff that they ask for is more expensive. They want like electronics, they want this. And I mean, I remember being the same way when I got older. I wanted less toys, and I wanted, like, at the time it was like the iPod Touch. So this year is going to be a challenge because the kids, the older 2, Nolan and Aria, have been asking for more expensive stuff. So I've kind of already had this conversation with them, and I said, well, you know, if you're wanting these more, you know, priced items, you know, you have to realize that I'm gonna have to take that same amount, maybe not even the same amount, but, you know, almost the same amount, and use it towards the younger ones. So, you know, obviously they're going to have more gifts. So they understand that, and they were okay with that. Like Aria asked for one specific item. She really wants a TV. She really wants a TV. And I told her, well, hey, like TVs are, you know, they're kind of expensive, especially if you like the bigger you want them. And she didn't even want a big one. So it just goes to show, like, she just really wants a TV in her room. Up until now, like 10 years, I have not put TVs in the kids' room, but she's very adamant about it. So I think this year I'm not gonna focus on the number of gifts. I'm gonna focus more so on the amount, like price amount of gifts. I think that's what I'm gonna do this year. I'm curious to know, how do you guys go about it? Do you guys do it based on money, or do you do it based on number of gifts? What is the most unwanted, annoying question you get? I'm always so curious about this. So I'm trying to think of like a specific question I get. It's not really a question, it's more a comment, but I always get the "your hands are full" comment, and it's just like, it's not even like meant to be offensive, and I get that, but I think it's just like, because it's so obvious, I'm like, yes, I know I have my hands full. Like, you telling me I have my hands full does nothing for me. Like, you're basically stating the obvious, even though I don't think they're trying to. Well, I've come across some comments where they are trying to be offensive, but I don't think they're trying to be offensive. But I think like once you hear a comment so many times, you get tired of hearing it. But I'm trying to think, I don't really think I've gotten a question before that was like really like unwanted or offensive in any kind of way. I always get comments, never questions. Oh, well, I do get the question, are they all yours? I do get that question. This is funny though. I've noticed that anytime I'm with Fletcher, like just me and Fletcher, people, I feel like they do, well, they always, anytime we go somewhere, they always comment about Fletcher's hair. Like, oh my gosh, look at his curls. He has the most beautiful hair, like all the time. But there's been times I've noticed people will like do a double take because I have dark hair and Fletcher has super blonde, almost white hair, and I can tell them like looking at me like, is she the nanny? Is she the babysitter? I think it's funny because I can always tell, like, when you can see people's wheels turning in their head. So I said, please do a kids Christmas haul this year as well. I just love your videos. So oh gosh, I always get nervous about making those now because I don't want Aria to come across them, or like I don't want her friends to come across it and then like tell her, to figure out how I can go about doing that. I had to take a quick intermission because the kids were fighting downstairs. Frank's down there with them, but yeah, they were fighting with each other. They as in Scarlett and Harlow, they fight the most with each other out of all of the kids, because I think they're not the closest in age. Scarlett and Fletcher are the closest in age, but maybe it's because they're both girls. I don't know, because you know, I had girl, boy, girl, and then another girl after Harlow, and because they are close in age, they just like, they butt heads the most. But this is a good question. Did you ever find, I think she meant other recommendations? Yes, recommendations for new CBD gummies. So not gummies, but let me show you guys, hold on. Actually, I just got this in the mail this week. One of my friends on Instagram, her name is also Britney, she recommended, it's called Nuvita. I actually had posted it on my Brunette Brit account, my Instagram account, about needing to find a new CBD company to use because it just helps with our stress, anxiety, helps a lot with Frank and his PTSD, and he has a lot of anxiety. And the company that we were using, which we loved, they no longer sell their CBD products anymore. So anyways, she told me I need to check this out. So I actually they have like a welcome kit. So I got their welcome kit because she sent me actually it was like this size. She sent me a bottle to try, and I wanted to wait until like a week to talk about it and share with it, but it was like day 2 and I was trying it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is probably the best CBD I've ever tried, and it's amazing. So like I said, the company is called Nuvita. I bought their welcome kit. It was like $75, but it came with so much stuff. It came with 3 bottles. Actually, it came with way more than 3 bottles. Hold on. I don't know why I said 3 bottles. There's like so many bottles in here. I need to figure out what's the difference between like these orange and the black and the white labels. I think it's maybe these are flavored, I'm not sure. But they also have these little sachets, they're like little packets as well, so kind of like on the go packets. You guys know I will not talk about a product unless I genuinely love it and use it myself, and that's why I didn't want to talk about it on social media until I tried it before. So if you guys are looking for CBD or been wanting any recommendations for CBD or want to use something to help with anxiety, or you know, like in Frank's case, it helps him a lot with PTSD. He even likes it, and usually he's not like a huge like oil person. And also sleep, it's improved my sleep too. I definitely recommend checking them out. So this is not a sponsorship, they're not sponsoring me to talk about it, but I did get a lot of questions and also recommendations from you guys, so I'm gonna give you guys my recommendation, and if you guys are wanting to check them out, I will leave a link down below, and I believe I have a code for, yes, I do have a code for 10% off, so I will leave that in my description as well. Highly recommend you to check out that company because, like I said, hands down the best CBD I've ever tried. Do you and Frank ever bring up the past regarding why you guys almost got divorced? I think they mean like on social media. I did a Brits brew a while ago, going into more detail. Like I really went into detail more than I ever have about it. So if you guys are interested in watching that, I'll leave that also linked down below. But you know, I actually don't mind talking about it on social media, not only because I feel like it's a lot more common and relatable than people think. You know, the only reason why people know about us is because I'm on social media, but think about all the people that go through, you know, hardships and trials in their own relationships and marriages, but nobody knows about it because they don't talk about it. So you guys know, for the most part, I am an open book. I'll talk about almost anything. I think it just helps to be able to relate to other people, to talk about more taboo topics, because you know, a lot of people are not going to talk about like them almost getting divorced. You know, a lot of people, you know, find that to be very shameful. In my opinion, I think a lot of people look at it more so that I don't, because marriage is hard, you guys. It is hard. It's hard work every single day. You have to work on that every single day. It doesn't come easy. It doesn't come with a manual. I'm not trying to focus on just the negative stuff because there's a lot of great things about marriage. You know, I look at Frank as my best friend. Like when I think about my best friend, he is literally my best friend. He probably knows more about me than anybody on this planet, maybe close second with my sister, but he knows a lot about me, and he's seen me like at my lowest, my most vulnerable. Like he's my person. At the same time, we've gone through it because we've had a lot of, you know, undealt with trauma in our life. And like I said, I go into more detail in that video, but you know, I like to share about it on social media because, like I said, people can relate to it, and I always try to give people advice whenever I can. I remember when it all first came out, I was embarrassed and I was like, I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna pretend that it didn't exist. I'm gonna sweep it under the rug and pretend it never happened. And then I was like, no, F that. I think that's what people want me to do, you know? They want me to feel shameful for it. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna feel shameful for it because so many people go through it, and so many people go through divorce, and that's okay too. It's okay if a relationship doesn't work out. Obviously in our case, we both wanted it to work out, and that's what we did. We both worked on it, but sometimes, you know, one party or both parties, they don't want to work it out, and that's their choice. But if you guys do ever have any questions or want advice, you guys can always reach out to me. Will you ever talk to Aria about teen pregnancy / how you feel if she did get pregnant? So yes, I will. Well, I've already kind of started to have conversations like that with Aria as she's getting older, and I'm very open with her about all of that because I remember my mom never was, and I kind of was like left to my own devices and to figure out stuff for my own, or like on my own. So I want her to be able to come to me with any questions. Like we have a rule, like if you want to talk to me about something, if you have a question, come to me. No judgment. I will give it to you straight up. I have to say it in a way that she can understand it, but we have that open policy with each other. I feel like it's been very beneficial for us because she does feel safe with coming to me about certain things, and talking to me about certain things, but we will definitely be having more of those kind of conversations. Somebody wants to know, what are your thoughts on Frank's hunting? And I think we talked about that recently in our spicy Q&A. I'm gonna keep this short because I talk more into detail in that video about hunting. I personally could not hunt. I don't see myself hunting. It's not for me. However, I don't have a problem with people hunting as long as it's done in a humane way. And you know, I look at it this way: I eat meat, I eat chicken, I eat cow, you know, I eat beef, I eat turkey, and I really don't have, I shouldn't have a say-so on hunting, like I said, as long as it's done humane, because I am a meat eater myself. As long as you're using the animal to eat and not just doing it for sport, then I personally don't see an issue with it. When I see an issue is when people do it for sport and they, you know, kill animals for the fun of it. I don't agree with that. Also look at it this way, is that when people hunt, it's in an animal's natural environment versus breeding animals just for the purpose of food and not living the most humane life either. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on hunting. All right, last question, you guys. How do you and Frank talk through really bad arguments and disagreements? This is a good question too, because you know, we try to have like the best communication that we can with each other. Sometimes emotions get in the way. You know, sometimes we go to bed angry, even though they say never go to bed angry, but sometimes it's okay to go to sleep and sleep on it instead of reacting in that moment and off of, you know, emotions. Sometimes that's not the best, because then sometimes just vomit of the mouth comes out, and really have to have really good communication. I strongly believe communication, well, I mean, I think trust is pretty up there with communication, but communication is honestly the key to any relationship, not just marriage, any friendships, everything. It's also okay to take a break from each other, sleep on it, and then talk about it later. Like that is totally fine. Sometimes you don't have to hash things out right then and there. As long as you do talk about it, then yes, but sometimes you just gotta like breathe for a second, and I feel like sometimes that's better, because then you guys can come together and talk about it and you're not so angry in the moment. I hope all that makes sense. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back into the laundry basket, and I probably will not put this away until tomorrow because I think after painting this fireplace today, I am done for the day. Done. I take that back. I do want to work out tonight because I haven't been able to work out in a while, and that has been like my time to myself for my mental health, and it honestly relieves so much stress for me, so I am going to try to do that. But as far as anything else, I am done with my responsibilities other than taking care of my kids and putting up this video for you guys. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.
Hey, now look into my eyes. You can use them as a mirror.